There we go. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Got
I'm good.
it.
I'm good.
So good.
Setting your meeting. YouTube.
La, la, la.
Like needs to little hold music. There we go. We're good.
There we go.
Okay.
Right. All good?
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Right. Okay. So, give me a wee second.
Oh, yeah,
You good?
yeah. I've got you up. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so I can put that there. There. I don't know if anybody's here, but hello and welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Kerry back in the house. Kerry from Galarticbykerrymarie is here. I'm just going to give a few minutes for people to come in. I'm going to pop a little blurb in the. Hello, Claudia. Welcome.
Hello.
Ooh, I'm going to put a little blurb up in the comments. So let me put it here.
Apart.
Yeah, let me go there.
La, 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 la.
And I put this here. There we go.
Sorted.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't know what that's doing now. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna go back. Oh no. Oh, it's been so long. It's been so long. It's still staying live, but the thing is, I can't get these comments. Hold on, guys, just bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Okay. Good. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Hi. I'm just pretending. I know exactly what I'm doing. Of course I do. I'm just giving a little bit of time. Just allow all the beautiful people just to come on in.
Yes, come on in.
Settle on. Whatever that is for you. Have a little stage. Just get nice and comfy. Hello, everybody. Alice, Dolores, Nixie. Sharon, hello, I've not seen your name in a while. Lovely to see you. Leanya, Claudia, Dobsy D, Ground Pete, 08 Beth, Laura, hello. It's lovely to have you all here. So this has been a very kind of spontaneous, spontaneous, hasn't it, Kerry? This has been very spontaneous live. And it's come about because recently I've been using the Healy a lot, and I'm getting lots of questions, particularly in my session work and with people that I'm talking to, because I'm seeing lots of changes within myself and the people round about. And it just happens that I'm child-free this evening and Kerry was free, and I thought, you know what, Kerry, you're free. Do you want to just come on and we'll just do a little chat about this? And maybe a little bit of Q&A for people as well. So we're going to talk a bit today. Now, what we're talking about is frequency, the quantum, and Healy. Now, we're going to be talking about, there's all different kinds of editions, isn't there, and different software and things within the Healy. So
that is
what I'm talking about, and what Kerry's talking about, is the professional edition. I wave my hands about a lot, don't I? And do you know why I know that? It's because I'm seeing myself in double vision right now. I can see myself waving, and then I see myself waving over there, and I'm like literally in the quantum just now waving at myself. So how funny. So we're talking about the professional edition, because there are different elements of the Healy. So just to let you know that, and also this ties in with, there is 50% off just now, which is a massive saving for anybody who is looking to go down the roads of purchasing this. And I've put the links in the description. But this isn't about selling the product. This is about talking about it and talking about frequency and talking about the Healy, what it can do, but also helping people understand the quantum. And beautiful, this is where beautiful Kerry, my beautiful sister. So where will we start? I'm gonna I'm going to start. We did a little video a while ago, very briefly, because I think you just had it and I'd had a little shot of it. But since then, I've just fallen in love with it. So I then purchased it and I've been using it. So I'll maybe just start with my experience of it.
Yeah.
Because when you said that you were getting this and you were really excited, and I felt a little bit bad, Kerry, because I was like, yeah, I'm not really buying it. Like, sounds there was just, I was just, and I don't know if it was the AI function, we'll talk about that in a minute, or the Wi-Fi or what it was, we'll discuss that in a little minute. But I was like, okay. And so I went up to see Kerry and she's like, well, do a little scan. And I'm like, okay. Okay. And so there's part of this where it's so this is a Healy. This is it. And it connects to an app in the phone. It's very, very, very simple to use. This is one of the main reasons that I love it. Very simple person. I like things very simple to understand. So she did a scan on me, didn't you, Kerry? It was it scans the aura and the chakras, and it comes up with a report. And everything it said on it, I could take. And it wasn't anything that I'd really thought about. And I was like, what kind of like wizardry? How does it know? How does it know this stuff? And she went, well, I'll run the frequency through you if you want. And I'm like, okay. So Kerry works with intention. We'll talk about this as well. So I could feel it, like as it was working through my chakras, like I could feel it working through these chakras, and I was like, whoa. And I remember left your house that night, and I don't know where I was almost it was almost like being drunk but not being drunk, having the complete awareness and control.
Wonderful for that.
It was really hard to explain. And I was like, oh. So the next time you were here having a garden party. No, it was before that actually. Anyway, and you're like, oh, try it's not I Ching, what's it called?
Yi Ching.
And I'm like, okay. So we're in the garden and this frequency is running through me, and I was like looking at the trees and everything was brighter. And then after, I remember walking up to the top of the garden, I'm like, don't know what I got for. No idea. I hadn't grounded myself after it. So I was like, there's really something in this. Then we were away on holiday, and I suffer from really bad, sorry boys, but it's a thing. I suffer from really bad periods and things, right? And it was the last day, and I was starting to feel miserable. And Kerrys, can I run the Healy through that for you? Can I? She gets these little pads out like this.
Yeah.
Pops it on these little things and pops the microcurrent. I pop it on my tummy, and it made a massive difference. I didn't have pain. Sorry, this is quite, close your ears if you don't like. Close your ears if you don't like graphic stuff. But I a lot comes in one day usually, and it's very difficult for me. It spread out, and I didn't have the same kind of pain. And I've only done it once, and every time I've menstruated, it's been the same. It's not been as painful, and it's been out. Phenomenal. So I was like, whoa. And then you said, because our dog's, he's pretty ill, and he's old. And Kerry said, there's an animal program. You can run it through Buster. And I'm like, okay, this is, I got it. So I think it was that day actually, wasn't it? I went, right, this is it. I'm getting this, and I'm working with it. So I went from being really, really, really skeptical to absolutely falling in love with this frequencies and this machine. Can you explain the quantum a little bit, please, Kerry, and how? So with the Healy, there are two different apps, isn't there? There's
there's
pink app, which has got the microcurrent.
microcurrents, yeah. And then there's the blue app, which works on the quantum. Okay, so.
And it's only with the professional edition that the quantum comes in. There are smaller editions that just have the microcurrent. Is that
so
right?
the gold and the holistic editions, I believe, have the microcurrent.
Okay.
But the Resonance Plus, and the professional works on both microcurrent and both quantum. Okay. So the quantum field is the fields of information, okay? And those fields of information are all around you. And those fields of information basically connect into your own field of information, your electromagnetism, that's it. Okay, so you've got all these different energetic layers, and you hold so much energies and densities and, you know, whatever resonates for you within these etheric energetic layers. Okay, so what the Healy does is it basically works with your energetic layers to strengthen them, to work alongside you, to strengthen your energetic layers for you to connect more into the quantum fields of information. Now, your thoughts become your realities. That's your quantum field. So energy becomes matter, okay? But it also connects into the 5th and 6th dimension, I believe, okay? And I've seen it for myself, and it reads this information and it sends it down through your stream to bring you back into harmony and balance. Okay. Yeah.
I know you say the 5th and 6th dimension, but I'm going through this thing just now where I believe that some of us could be higher. So you're saying,
yeah, definitely
dimension, but do you mean that it's going through your stream?
Yes, going through your stream. So it'll read, that's a better way to explain it. So it reads your stream of information.
Yeah.
Because you're quantum. You're made up of atoms, you're made up of ions, you're made up of all these particles, the same as the quantum, and that's how we interact. But the Healy uses scalar fields as well. So that's kind of like, it's the same structure as your DNA that works in a clockwise rotation. So when your energetic fields aren't right, it can sometimes work in an anti-clockwise. Okay, so when you're sending the frequencies through to your stream, it then brings it back into a clockwise to help shift those densities and those energies out of your field, to bring your energetic fields up into a higher strength. The expansion's phenomenal. Since I've had the Healy, I didn't really realize the full potential of what it can do. Okay, so since having the Healy, I have seen huge shifts in my reality. I've had huge healing in my reality. I've opened up further because I'm strengthening my fields of information. Does that make sense? Therefore, I'm able to connect further into the fields of information and further into my stream.
Yeah, I think it's really good to point out here, and thank you for explaining that so well, Kerry. I had lots of questions about this. So I was like, well, I don't believe that. It wasn't about believing it. I was like, well, it's not right if you just put a frequency back through. I mean, where's the work getting done then, right? So how I see it working is it reads where your frequencies are. So it's almost like it scans, like I do if I'm doing a session on somebody, right? I'm scanning them. It's the same thing. I'm just scanning through the quantum field. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be there in person. Scan through, and then I can feel where the blockages are, and I can go in and I can clear them, right?
Yeah.
This is what I feel happens. It's basically, it scans through, knows what the frequency of whatever it is should be.
Yeah.
To be perfectly in balance and healthy, and it can detect that frequency isn't as it should be.
Yeah.
So what it does then, it feeds back the frequency to bring it to the frequency of balance.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. And the beauty of the Healy is, you know, like with the time waver machines, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they work on like one frequency for, say, for lymphatic, say for instance. So what
Yes.
the Healy does is it reads your information field to see which frequency you need to help bring your lymphatic system back into balance. So it doesn't just use one frequency to bring that back into balance. It reads your information to say, okay, she's needing 972 hertz, she's needing 463 hertz, or -2 hertz. Like, it goes up to 10 million hertz in frequency, and it brings you back into balance. Does that make sense? So it's designed to work with you.
Yeah.
And when you work within the quantum, or with anybody else all over the world, I've used this all over the world, it reads their information and sends them the frequency that they need for their energetic fields to come back into balance. And that's the beauty of it. And that's why I absolutely love it, because it's individual to you or that person that is using that Healy at that moment in time.
It's tailor-made.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good point to bring in. So what I said to Kerry at the time was, well, I don't know how I feel about that, because I absolutely believe that frequency is the healing method of the now and of the future. However, it can't do the work for you, because then you could just sit with frequencies on you all day and get away without learning the lessons or doing the work.
Yeah.
And my experience of that is that what it actually does is it will bring the work to the forefront.
Yeah.
Shift that. I'm not going to go too much into the personal experience I had with regards to that, because it is personal to me. But when the reading was done, Kerry picked up something and it basically showed a block. So it showed that I wasn't even aware. I wasn't even aware of what this was. And I was like, right, okay, well, because I wasn't aware of it. Right? So I was like, well, I don't know what it is. A couple of weeks later, this came smack bang into my reality, and I completely realized what it was. And it's almost like, because the quantum is also dealing with your multidimensionality. And it's almost like this was a signal to my multidimensionality to bring this into my reality, because now I was ready to be able to go and heal it.
Yeah.
So this isn't like it's gonna fix everything like this, but it can. And just a little disclaimer here, right? I'm just talking about my experience. I'm not saying what it's going to do for anybody else. I'm not saying it's going to heal you. I'm not saying anything. I'm just sharing my experience, that what worked, it can speeding up my ascension process.
Yes.
Because the more that I scan myself and these things come up, it's allowing me to then address them quicker, almost like, but when I'm ready to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my own pace and at my own time, when I'm in a space to be able to go, okay, next stage, let's do a scan, see what's coming up, and then allow that to come up into the physical to be addressed.
Yeah, and it works with body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so there's a 369 program. I don't like that word. What could we use instead of that? I don't like that word. Frequency assistance. There's a 369 frequency.
Module?
Yeah, module. There we go. Right, module. So there's a 369 module, and that works on body, mind, and spirit. Okay, and it's beautiful, and I've been using that quite a lot recently to help me on my ascension journey in terms of my physical body. Because what was explained to me down through my stream not so long ago, like last week, whilst working with the Healy, was that throughout this ascension process, we first work on our mind and our consciousness, and we remove everything that needs to be removed from there. But then what happens is our ascension process, our body needs to catch up with that, okay? And that's when you start working on your physical body. So playing with the Healy, trying to like figure it out, like, okay, how does this work? Learning a lot about the meridians. The Healy works on the meridians. It can read your meridians. It can tell you which blockages are in your meridians. Then you can work with the microcurrent to help shift those blockages in the meridians. So I've been working with that. So one day I was working with the Meridians, the Healy, read my Meridians. It said that my spleen meridian was out of sync, so I done that, worked on Tai Chi, and I was literally, my energetic field was so fast that everything around me was like sparking and malfunctioning. It's just because I boosted that energetic field. So it's fascinating, and you can get as creative with the Healy as you want. So if I'm having a really bad density day, for instance, I'll go for a bath, a salt bath, and I'll stick the Healy via the electrodes and put through the gold module. And that's for clearing, and you can use that to clear water, you can use that to clear your crystals, you can use that to clear anything. So I put it in my bath water and I give myself a good energetic cleanse within the bath with the salt and the frequencies.
Nice.
Fascinating.
It can do so much. We'll talk about the programs in a little minute, just so people can see how simple it is.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the AI Wi-Fi part of it, because
that's important.
Because when I was like, ooh, what kind of magic is this taking place? Because of the work that I do, and because I'm very skeptical, and I work with the other side of things as well. I was very wary of that. And this is this is what I love. We will come to questions in a bit, guys. I'm not ignoring you. It's just I'm a very simple person. Concentrate on one thing. And it's about so I was thinking, well, is this some kind of AI that's then, and also Wi-Fi, there's a lot of beliefs about the EMFs and stuff that come from Wi-Fi. And what I love, Kerry, is the way that you work with intention, and the way you work with the Healy, and the way you work with the quantum field, and the intention that you put behind it. And if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't be using it. I certainly wouldn't be using it. So to explain, the Healy has it's got a quartz crystal in the chip.
Yeah, it's a quantum chip. Yeah.
So it's treated like you would treat a crystal.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. So do you want to talk through how, because Kerry does sessions, she does bioenergetic body scans. So if you're thinking about, if you want to kind of try this out, if you're thinking about buying it but you want to try it first, this is a great way to go about it. Do you want to talk about how you kind of set that up, and the intention, and how you work with the Healy, what you do prior to putting it on or working with something?
So first of all, before I use the Healy, I always make sure my energy is cleared and that I'm guarded, I'm protected, put my protection shields up. I make sure I'm really rooted in, because if you're not rooted in when using these frequencies, you can literally float to another dimension.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, so did I. So you've got to make sure that you're rooted in, okay, before you do anything with the Healy. This is my experience with it. And then what I do is I pick it up. Oh, I've got it here. Okay, then I sage it. So I use it like white sage or blue sage, and I sage it. Okay, and as I sage it, I use my third eye, and I see golden light going around it just to clear it, if any densities that may have got into it. Does that make sense? And then what I do is I bring it up with my left hand to my heart, okay? And then I just focus on the Healy and I bring it into my heart, okay? And then I set with pure and true good intention, okay, to get a true and accurate reading of my bioenergetic field or anybody else's bioenergetic field for their highest good and their highest timeline of all. Then I set the intention to send pure love light frequencies protected by a 12D Christed shield for their highest good and their highest timeline of all, to help with their body, mind, and spirit, to help with any energetic blockages, whatever really resonates with me at that time for that person, to help them through their ascension journey. So this is how I work with it. And then once I've finished, if I'm working with the quantum, I then put it on a selenite plate, okay?
Love that.
I then put a high vibrational crystal on it because right behind, hold on, I'll show here. So with the on button, right behind there is the quantum chip, okay? So I then put a high vibrational crystal. So for instance, this is phenacite, so it's really quite high vibrational, and I stick it right onto the quantum sensor. So whenever that frequencies or that reading's going on within the quantum field, there's a high vibration there already.
Love that.
Okay? And then I just boost them up with my energy. I just go in, boost it up with my love, amplify it, and then we send the energies. And the experience that I'm witnessing or observing with sessions that I've had is that they can feel that. And even people that don't really like, okay, like, does this work?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not feeling anything, but then I'll get an email later to say that they've had the best sleep that they've ever had. They feel really light. They feel more focused. So it varies from person to person, but this is how I believe to work with the Healy. And this is how I work with it.
And I love that because, I'm always going on about intention is everything. Mm-hmm. So even if there was something there, or even if there was a belief system of the Wi-Fi having a negative effect mm-hmm. or whatever, intention can absolutely outright that. Yeah. So I love that you, and that's what I love the most about, because when you open up, when you're opening, you're given permission in the quantum field for these frequencies to come in mm-hmm. and alter your energetic fields.
Yeah.
And I know you always ask for permission, like you say it out loud.
Yeah.
So you're given permission for this to come in. It's very important that you have that that shielding in you're guarding your energy. Mm-hmm. Because you're opening up. So, I don't know if people are working with this, like, I'm not saying it's wrong. Do you whatever resonates? Because maybe people just haven't thought about it. They maybe just haven't thought about it, that you're opening up to receive these frequencies. Mm-hmm. You need to make sure that you're also protected while these frequencies are coming in, because the whole, because we had an experience of this while we were away. And I opened up, I said, yes, I'm open to receive, but there was other frequencies within the vicinity that I actually opened up to also, not thinking about it, Kerry.
Yeah.
And when I opened up, I didn't just receive the frequencies of this, I was receiving, because I'm such an empath and I've got a really big field, I was pulling in negative frequencies of other people's intentions and thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that happens with everyone. That was just my experience. So that's why intention is so important. And when we're working with this, it's really important to make sure that you're shielded, and you're everything I preach, and every video that I say, ground, shield, and protect,
mm-hmm.
all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I absolutely love how you work with it, because I've watched it firsthand. It's not like you just shove it on somebody, or you just do whatever. It's all absolute beautiful intention. There are some questions. I'm gonna come to that in a little second, but I just want to explain how it works. So I bought a Spooky 2.5 years ago maybe, and I've actually handed it over to my husband because he's much more scientifically minded. I like things simple. I don't know if I've said that before. I'm not a very practical person. And because I know how important frequencies are, and I know how they can help people, and I know how they can help heal people, I just couldn't figure it out. It was, for one, you needed a PC. So you need a PC to work with it,
mm-hmm.
which I wasn't aware of at the time. And you can only do one frequency at a time. You can only send like one frequency at a time. And I couldn't work out how to do that. I didn't, it was like reading a foreign language. That's what it was like. My brain was like, I don't understand this. The Healy is basically 2 apps on the phone. So
You can
it's
get
this
3
device.
apps. Yeah, you can get 3 apps.
Oh, there's 3 apps now.
Yeah, so there's analyze search. So for instance, if you have problems for migraines, you could put into the search analysis migraines and it'll give you the programs to work with to help you with your migraine, for instance.
I
So
need that.
yeah, so there's in the Healy modules, I'll say modules, there is the stimulation programs which work with the central nervous system and pain. And the one that I worked with you was the stimulation programs to help with your period pain.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I worked with. So go, yeah.
So this is what, this is what the pink, you're talking about the pink app here. This is
the microcurrent.
This is a microcurrent. So it basically, I don't know if you can see this, but it comes up with all the different modules of frequency. So it's got gold cycle, local stimulation, learning, fitness. We're going to talk about that in a little minute. Job, sleep, mental balance, beauty, skin, bioenergetics. Oh, hold on, I've just come off. Defense, bioenergetic support, bioenergetic vitalization. It's got deep cycles, nutrition. You can even put like vitamin frequencies. Oh, what? The power of 3 that you were talking about. So this is the microcurrent. And so you go into here and you pick, so say there's a chakra program as well. We'll do that because most of the people here are spiritual, I would say. I don't know why you're here if you're not. But anyway, welcome. So you're going here, and if you wanted to work on the third eye, for example, everybody wants to work on the third eye, right? You can go into the third eye. Yeah. Either pop these on, or you can get the coil. Yeah, or you get electrodes, which I use in the bath. So when I do sun gazing, I put the electrodes on my ears, I put the pineal gland microcurrent through my ears, and I sit and use that to help with my sun gazing. Ooh. Oh, there's just so much you can do, isn't there? Yeah. So you go in, you either plug yourself in, this is a microcurrent one, or you put the things you're talking about, and you basically just start it. And it's reading your energy just now to see which frequencies. So that bar there, it's reading your energetic fields to see which frequencies you require to help with your third eye. Genius, isn't it? It's taken a little while. Yeah, sometimes it can. My third eye, right. But it gets there eventually. What frequencies do I want to go in there? So it does that, and then it comes up. And you can basically change how strong it is. So just gauge it and be careful when you use the electrodes, because I want to feel it. So when I used the electrodes on my ears to help me with my migraine, I forgot I had it up at full blast. So when the frequency started coming through, I was like, oh, what's happening? I was like, turn that down. And it was phenomenal. My headache was gone. My migraine was gone within half an hour. It was just gone. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I've had people who've hurt themselves and put it through, and then it's just anyway, so that, and then it just runs. So for example, this one is 33 minutes, so that's the microcurrent. But the one we're talking about, the professional edition, it has the blue app. So you get like the stimulation programs in the blue app. You get all the microcurrent programs in the blue app, but you also get the crystals, and I love the crystals. You get the Australian bush flowers. I love the Australian bush flowers because it kind of gives you a little mini reading along with what flower that you need. Yeah, I'm going to explain how it's different, Kerry, first of all, because some people haven't seen this, and that means nothing to them. Right, okay, got you. So, because it meant nothing to me, and I was like, what's she talking about? So I'm just going to explain how that works. So there is the other app, And this works without plugging in, right? So you don't need these bits or the electrodes, or this is the one that you can work with other people. So this works through space-time dimension.
Yeah.
You know, somebody can be on the other side of the world. They don't have to be beside you. And what you do is you add in that person. Okay, so you go in, you can add a picture. What else does it ask again?
Just ask for name, date of birth, and where they were born. Okay.
And you always ask for permission for entering this information.
Yes.
So there's a resonance, and there's a coaching, and there's the aura analysis. So I'm going to do the aura analysis. I'll do it for myself. So there's my little wee cheesy face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to hit record aura. And what it does now is it scans for Healy's, and it's sometimes when you switch from app to app, it takes a little.
Yeah, you need to close one app down to open the other app, so it doesn't get any interference.
There we go.
Right, got it.
So what it's doing, it's now recording. It's now taking a snapshot of, and it takes like an aura picture.
Yeah.
Your aura. What it then does is you can go to the interpretation. And there's so much in this. So it basically gives you this PDF document of the reading of your aura. Am I doing well here, Kerry?
You're doing fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. From there, so it shows you from there, you can then start the analysis, and you can pick how long you want them frequencies to come back and bring these areas into balance.
Yes?
So you can pick anything from 1 minute to an hour to
overnight even. Overnight. So you can set it, and you can it's got times on it to set, like already set times, or you can go into manual and add the time that you want to put through it. So for instance, if you only want to put 6 hours or 7 hours whilst you're sleeping, you can do it for 7 hours. Does that make does that make sense? Yeah, so you can do it that way.
I'm just reading my
no but like it's came up with your chakras. It's just letting you know that if it's quite low, there's some work that needs to be done in that chakra. Okay, so, and it'll tell you which work that needs to be done in that chakra.
It does, and it can, and this can change also. Throughout the day, depending on if you've had news from somebody, if you've spoke to somebody, because everything that you're interacting with, hello Emma, everything you're interacting with, affects your fields, right? So you can be having the best day ever. You can have a conversation with somebody, and it can bring up something that triggers you. It can bring healing, and that can affect the energy in your chakras. So because when I first got this, I was like doing it in the morning, I was doing it at night, like I was reading them all, I was reading it all the time, and I thought, no, this is not the way to do this, Joanne. This is not the way to do this, because it was bringing up all these things, and I was getting confused, So I only really do an aura scan maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks.
That's how I use it.
Or when I'm ready to really get some work done. But this is really good if you can work with, clients, for example. What you do, you part of the session work that you do, right? So there's that. But there's also, it also does the bioresonance. Now with it, am I correct?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, you're correct.
I know. So the resonance analysis, so I'm going to go back into myself again. And these are all the programs you're not going to be able to see, but there are just so many of them. You can go in and just do all Healy programs. So it will pick the ones up that you're most needed. The 5 most resonant modules that your energetic fields need help and balance with. And then you can do that, or there are specific modules that you can work with. And this is what Kerry was talking about here. So the gem elixirs, for example. it will tell you what crystals explain that, because I can't put
Okay.
words.
So it's got frequencies and vibrations of various crystals, okay? So it'll read your energetic fields to see which crystals that your energetic fields need at that current moment in time, okay? So then it'll tell you why your energetic fields need that crystal. For instance, if you've gone through trauma, you're just needing a little bit of an energetic hug, it'll send you the frequency of that crystal into your energetic fields to bring relief, really. You've got the it's fascinating. The Australian bush flowers, phenomenal. There's a bush flower that I read not so long ago, and I was having an absolute meltdown. I was
I
like,
remember.
why is this flower there? Like, what's this about? What's this about?
Makes sense now, though, right?
It makes sense now, yeah. And literally what the Healy was telling me was that I was going through a transformation, a death of old self and the birth of a new self. And I was like, wow. But I was like getting my mind confuzzled and, letting fear come in. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I could actually hear my team laughing at me, like, come on, Kerry, you know what this is all about. So I was like, okay. So then I understood what was actually going on. And I've seen that literally within a week, 2 weeks, that's came fully into my reality. And it's like shedding of all the things that no longer serve me along this process. So, and it's got Yi Ching, which is the book of changes. So it can tell you what's coming up into your reality. It's got, let's see, vital substances. Yes, salts, Schlusser salts, which is amazing to help you with your nutrition and your digestion and your energetics. It's got, well, the meridians, the chakras.
It's got sleep programs. So I should have actually been using this. Just with the energies that have been kicking off the past 3 nights, I've been waking up, because I got my bed at 8, right? I got my bed really early. I've been waking up at like 12 o'clock, thinking it's like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I've been waking up at 12 and can't get back to sleep. I should have been using this. See, because there's sleep programs in it. So you can just do a scan and then you can put a sleep program through it. So even if you haven't slept, it can make you feel like you have.
Yeah, it can make you give you energy. Give you energy to clean. And I've been using it to give me energy to actually move my body with exercise. Like, actually, instead of sitting there like crying about my weight, it's like, well, what are you doing about it? You're gonna do something about it. So it gives you energy to make you go vroom, and bring that awareness. Is like, yeah, like I've got this. I can shed this through.
Instead of a coffee, you can run the Healy through. See?
To bring you back into balance.
Now, the other thing that has been absolutely fascinating for me, Kerry, is we had a conversation a while ago. Now, I believe. Now, I've got a little bit of jiggle in my wiggle. A little bit of jiggle in my wiggle.
Oh, bye.
And, I like cake. And if you don't know that I like cake, then you have no idea who I am, okay? Sugar, cake, and all these things that taste lovely. And I know this is how they got me here in the physical. They're like, chocolate. And I'm okay, I'll sign up. Like, can I go now? Can I go now? Is the cake? Oh, is there cake and chocolate? Because I know that these things don't exist where I'm really from, right? So I'm like, oh, give me the cake. Give me the chocolate, give me the sweets. A little carrot that they dangled in front of me to get me to earth this time. So, and it's my weight's never bothered me, right? It bothers other people sometimes, but it never actually bothered me. But I was at the Pleasure Beach in Blackpool recently. I was a lot younger, to be honest. But as I tried to put my my bum in the seat of a roller coaster, it was very tight. It was a very, very, very snug fit. And at this point, I was like, no, this has to change now, because I'm ready for the change. And me and Kerry have been talking about this for a while with regards to, because I believe in I am statements, and I believe that I have a programming that I believe because I eat cake and sugar, I put on weight, right? Okay. So this is my belief system. So this is what happens to my body. I believe that I can reprogram myself of that.
Yes.
Right. Through I am statements and frequency.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Kerry, don't ask her too many questions about this because this is a work in progress and we'll talk about this when it's ready to come out to help people, right? Has been working on a protocol to work with the frequencies to help with this issue, because I'm not the only one that has this issue.
Yeah.
Right. I know that. I
definitely have this issue.
So I said to Kerry, well, your protocol is beautiful, it's great, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the frequencies from your protocol and I'm going to use my own I am statements, because I believe that alone, without exercising, there's a little catch to that, without changing what I eat, blah, blah, blah. I believe that I am statements and frequency alone can get me a healthier body, right? Now, what's really interesting is I've been doing it for a week and a day, maybe.
Yeah.
And my eating habits have completely changed. Not because I've said I'm going to go on a diet. By the way, diet to die.
No.
And the word exercise, you exercise demons. Like, I think this is why I've been so against exercising, because the word just feels hot. Feel the word exercise. It doesn't feel good. And diet to die. Like, I'm repulsed by these words alone. Okay, so I've been using these and I'm eating differently. Not because I'm telling myself I need to eat differently. I'm choosing
to eat differently.
And although I hadn't weighed myself, I was just showing Kerry before, I'm not going to show you guys. I put jeans on today for the first time in, I don't know, prior to lockdown. And I'm like, oh, and they're like this. And I'm comfy in them, and they're not like too tight. Which the last time I tried them on, they very would have been.
Yeah.
So this is what the Healy is also helping me with. And on the way back from the retreat, I ran the fitness program through Kenny, and I woke up famished. Like, I haven't done a lot of exercising in my life. I'm not going to pretend I have, but of the sessions that I have done, when you get really, really hungry, like after it, because you burn so many calories and stuff, I just woke up feeling like I'd done this workout and I was so hungry after it. I mean, it's just absolutely fascinating to me.
Your energetics done a workout. Yeah, it did. Like, seriously, it did. But what I've been using, like, you're using the affirmations and everything, so I'm using the Healy to work on my meridians, because we hold quite a lot of energy and energy blockages within our meridians. And whenever there's certain types of meridians that are not flowing fully, okay, it can have an effect on your weight.
Yeah.
So I've been working with the meridians and understanding how the meridians work to shift those blockages, and been using the Healy to give me the energy to do walking, just simple walking, that's it. And I went from walking 0 miles, okay, eating sweeties, chocolate, what else, to actually walking, what was it, in my first week I walked 20 miles.
Wow.
The last week I walked 25 miles.
Wow.
So it's given me that energetic boost to actually move my butt. And I noticed this morning, I was like, oh, there's less junk in my trunk. Like, I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, and I could see the waist coming in, and I was like,
your wiggle.
Yeah, and that in itself energetically like boosts you, and you're like, text the goddess in me, like, you can totally.
And that's why the frequency itself, I don't know why I'm waving this about, that's why the frequency itself it's helping me have this really smooth transition, so I don't have the resistance that I would normally have, because I'm not thinking, well, I shouldn't eat that, or I shouldn't eat this, or I should have this instead of that, and I should drink more water. It's just a natural.
It's totally
natural, but it's natural progression. Like I'm like, ooh, I fancy something, and I'm having Greek yogurt and bananas.
Yeah.
Kerry, I'm eating Greek yogurt and bananas, and I'm like, oh, this tastes so good. Like, I'm just like, it just tastes so good.
Yeah. No, it's fascinating. But in the microcurrents, so your contentment system, so when that's not working properly and there's an imbalance there, that's why you have addictions to sugar. That's why you have addictions to nicotine or what else. So you can run the microcurrents through your body to change that DNA structures, that cells, that ions, to bring it back into balance. So it makes you it doesn't make you, but it helps assist you to remove yourself from that addiction.
Yes.
So I've been working with that as well, like with my chocolate addiction. What's interesting with me just doing the walking and everything, I've not stopped myself from having what I want to have. I've just moved my butt and put through the frequencies and the microcurrents to help me with that. And even my face, it's not so, it feels like I've been putting the lymphatic microcurrents through me to help drain the toxins, and I swear it's the most time I have peed, and sorry for being crude, but pooped. Like, I had problems with constipation to the point that I had an irrigation system, right? I was hospitalized with this.
Yeah.
And it's meridian, so I was understanding the meridians were blocked. So with using the frequencies and the microcurrents on the meridians, I'm unblocking everything. So obviously I'm going to release all that toxins in my body, and I'm going to get moving, and it blows my mind. I love it.
Mine too. Yeah. I'm going to go over the chat. I'm giggling a couple of times because I was reading some of the things in the chat while you were talking. I'm very sorry. Hello, guys. I love you. Dust anyone, Beth? Yes, it's a very common Patreon comment that I make in there. Dust anyone? Hello, Taylor Moon. It's lovely to have you. You're beautiful. Yeah, so Laura's saying your face does look slimmer, Kerry.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Stacey, you have a wrench tool by your name because you're a moderator, sweetheart. So that's why that's there. Okay, so gonna open up to some questions with regards to this. Okay. If anybody has any. Hi, Janine. But I got some questions from Thomas prior to this because I was actually talking to Thomas and JC about the Healy today. Okay. And this kind of spurred on also this conversation that we're having. So here's some questions. Are you ready? Quick fire round.
Ready.
If you have any questions, can you pop them in big writing? What are they called? Capital letters?
Capital letters, yes.
In big writing, a little writing. Can you put it in big writing so that I can see it? Okay, so my beautiful brother Thomas asks, is there regular software updates? If so, does it require a monthly fee to receive the updates?
No.
So my understanding, Thomas, is with the professional edition, you get all that.
Yeah, you get all that with any edition. So Healy will send you out information when they're doing the updates, when to power down your Healy and when to power it up, and it gives you instructions on how to upgrade it if it needs upgraded, or it gives you the settings on how to literally help with that.
Yeah. And there's no, because I know there are programs that you can purchase certainly for monthly fees, but I think that's when you have a different edition. The professional edition that we're talking about comes with all the programs that we spoke about today, and it updates for life. You don't pay any extra.
No.
What is the main difference to the time waiver professional? Now, I don't know what that is.
Okay. My understanding is this is a time waiver device. However, okay, whether this is right or wrong, however, my understanding is with this device, you can do ends, so you can literally drive in your car, you could go to the supermarket, you can wear it while you're working out. I'm not sure if I'm 100% on this, but with like the spooky, I think you have to hold on. Am I correct, Joanne?
No, there is a way that you can use people's nails. So you can get their nails and you can put in, or a bit of their hair.
Okay.
But it only works for like a month or something, and then you need to you need to renew that. But with the spooky, my understanding is you can only like send one frequency at a time.
Okay, right, no.
Like you can do a bioscan with it, but there is also things that you hold on to, and it's a long process. Like I've been doing session work running microcurrent through me because I won't sit in my bum at any other time. So that's why if you see me sit in my bum, I've probably got microcurrent going through me, because it's the only time that I really kind of stay still enough to do anything. I think that answers that.
Yeah, and like with the Healy, you can constantly read your information, if you know what I mean. Like it constantly reads your information. So when I'm doing sessions, what's interesting, when we're going through the analysis of what's come up with regards to results, if we shift something or I transmute that for that person, the programs or the modules that resonate with you at that moment in time can change. Okay, because your energy is always changing. So the Healy adapts to your energy constantly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
In fact, just on that, Kerry's got a Patreon community, which I was part of prior to purchasing the Healy. I don't know if maybe you want to explain a little bit about that, Kerry, because it's yours, so you can probably better than I can.
No, so the Patreon community, we've got a beautiful family of souls, and we literally work on different frequencies that I send via the quantum with pure love light frequencies with intention to help with their expansion and growth. We all come together, we all add our own perspectives into everything to like make the jigsaw piece a bit bigger. Does that make sense? It's not just my perspective. We all come together. I share my journey or anything that comes into my field with the beautiful Patreon. I send them the frequencies every Friday. Sometimes it can be like a different day because, you know, life happens.
Life does happen.
Yeah, it happens. But also what I've started doing with the Healy is I create frequency transmissions that I make for my beautiful Patreons, but also for my YouTube, but mainly for my Patreon. So I'll send like frequency transmissions. For one, I've got the bioenergetic defense to help with the solar energy. So the intention is in there with the quantum frequencies. I send that into the recording, which is beautiful because it constantly adapts to that energy. And it helps the Patreon group. And I don't know if anyone here within my Patreon group are watching, but from the beginning of the Patreon, I'm witnessing, you know, beautiful growth within them all. And within myself.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to see that.
It's just the reason I'm bringing that up there is because I remember being part of one, and you did the scan for the group, and it changed because I don't know whether I came into the group, but there was something with the dynamics of the group changed. So I was just bringing that up there because that's how it works within the quantum. Like it's so clever that even people who join, say for example your Patreon, if they were to join today, for example, and they go to a transmission, as you call them, that was, you know, a Friday that was like a month ago, it will still work for them in the quantum because it's so clever, and it will adjust. It will adjust to that new frequency that's come in, and that's what I find absolutely fascinating about it. Absolutely fascinating. It's also a really good option for people that maybe aren't in a financial position at present, to experience these frequencies. It's beautiful, the work that you're doing there, Kerry. Okay, so how do you connect someone to the device to someone for the first time?
Okay. So literally you go into the quantum app, okay? So microcurrents, it's just microcurrents, okay? You just put it on, it'll still read your energetic field, but if you're using the quantum, you put in that beautiful soul's information, okay? With their permission, obviously. You can't just put anybody in. You have to have permission in order to do that. You put their information in, you can record their vibration, okay? And then you read their energy. You just go into the resonance read analysis. There's with the professional anyway, there's the resonance, there's the coaching, which I love, which I'm also just briefly going to talk about, and then you've got the aura. So Joanne, for instance, with the coaching app, and the intention to get your body into a healthier state, you can go into the coaching analysis and set the intention and your goal, okay? And then what it'll do is it'll read your energetic fields to see where your blockages are in your ability to achieve that. Then it'll send you the energy and the frequencies that you need to help remove that blockage to help you achieve your goal. You can use it for manifestation. You can use it for anything.
I haven't used that.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Now, I'm only just learned about it recently, but they say out of all the modules within the Healy, the coaching analysis is the best one.
Wow, you're going to have to sit down with me for a little while.
Yeah.
to go through that with it. Oh, I love it. Okay. So it's very, very simple. And can it be done remotely? So yes, absolutely can.
Absolutely.
Does the Healy professional include the medical with the pain management program?
Yes. So the stimulation is the pain management that works on the central nervous system, but it also works on rewiring the pain. The pain, what's the word? The pain messages that come into the body. So it'll help bring that into balance, like I used with yourself with your period pain. Help to bring that into balance. You're still feeling the effects of that. So it kind of rewires the central nervous system. My understanding. Yeah.
Okay, that was 1919. That's the time. So that was beautiful, Thomas's questions. Thank you for answering them.
Thank you.
Will it help with it must be getting close to my bedtime. I can't get my words. Will it help with skin issues, Kerry?
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, I'm gonna get really personal. So I've had issues with my toes, okay, on my right foot, interestingly, and it's been like fungal issues, okay, right? So hey, listen, no secrets here.
Fungal toe issues.
Fungal toes, right? Probably because of all the damn fungal toe. So I've been working on the meridians. Now, the liver meridian, if I remember correctly, is connected to fungal issues, right? So I've been helping clear that, okay? And what was it, the stomach? Is it stomach meridian, skin issues? I can't remember 100%, okay? But you can work on that meridian to bring that into balance and your skin will clear up. So since I've been working on the liver meridian, my toes have cleared up. It's phenomenal. Like, seriously, they've cleared up. And I'm like, my toes don't look dodgy anymore. Like, it's so cool.
Kerry, can I ask how long have you taken to learn all this stuff? Because I've got to be honest, from the time that you got it till now is a very short space of time, and you are so knowledgeable about all this.
Yeah.
Say for example, somebody wants to. We would always start working with these things ourselves, right? Hello, Chrissy, lovely to see you.
Yeah.
We always start working with these things ourselves. because then, I mean, the energy, that's just how energy works. You always work on these things yourself to understand it before you can then do it in anybody else. But if people were then thinking about taking this forward,
and
helping other people with this, I mean, how complicated is it to learn? How quickly did you, and how did you get to where you are just now with the knowledge that you have?
Okay, so it was the belief system, first of all, that there was no can't, I can, okay? So I can learn this information. And then, you know, we go sometimes when we get these things like, oh, like I can't find anything, but like with anything, you use your intuition, your guidance, and you find that information. The beauty of it is that, you know, you don't need anybody to tell you where to look. Okay, there is platforms where you can join. There's one on Facebook. There's also an app which the beautiful Elise Bailey puts a lot of information that she's a biologist, and she shares information about the Healy and what she's discovered with the Healy. Okay, so you can learn from that. But what I've done is I've used my intuition and I've went and sourced that information. Okay, so I've not expected someone to give me that information. I've used my own intuition to literally go look.
Girl.
It's became my soul food. Like, this is my soul food. This is my passion. And it's the Healy is a passion, but the finding information and how the body actually works, because we've been so programmed into thinking, you know, this is a body, and you know, you're ill, so you must like take medicine to help with
if you're
that.
in pain, you take a painkiller.
Yeah, if you're in pain, you take a painkiller. But what I believe, with listening to books and frequencies and how frequencies work, you know,
and through experience, Kerry, it must be through your experience of working with people and working with it on yourself.
Yeah, like how,
teacher, right?
Yeah, it's like literally teaching me how my body actually works on an energetic level, not a physical level. And the body thrives on energy, because you are energy. Okay, so if you can start understanding how your body works on an energetic level, everything then starts to fall into place, like literally. And everything, your stream, the information will come through, what resonates with you that will come through, if you know what I mean. And I listen to like some information and I take what resonates and I discard the rest. And then sometimes my team will come down and say, oh, but this is how this works. And I'm like, so I listen to books on Audible, and they start showing me in my third eye how different things. And can I share this? Would that be okay? So you don't know what I'm going to share.
Yeah, whatever you want, Kerry.
Yeah. So what they said to me when I was listening to the frequencies, you know, you've got like two channels. You've got your A channel, your B channel. You've got your positive and your negative. Okay. Like with anything, the yin yang, the balance, the positive and the negative, right? So our energy is positive and negative, and you have your positive meridians and you have your negative meridians. They're the yin meridians and the yang meridians, right? So they said to me, you are the Healy. And I was like, what do you mean I'm the Healy? And they said, you are the Healy. You can heal your own body if you know which frequencies to use. Okay, you can pull that into your energy and literally put it out through your energetic channels. Like, for instance, my hand is at 40 hertz for inflammation, and say my other hand is like I don't know if this is the right frequency for pain, but say 562 for pain or whatever, and I could then send that frequency to a point where I need to heal. Okay, and this is what the Healy does, and we're all capable of doing this.
It's a channel, just a channel.
It's a channel, yeah, absolutely. So what the Healy's doing for me, and it may others as well, it's like teaching me how my body actually works on an energetic level. And it's given me that teaching, really, and that passion to go look. Okay, so I'm not just taking the Healy like, all right, I'm not feeling right today. I'm just going to put the Healy through me. No, it's making me question, like, why? What's out of balance? What's the Healy? And I read the Healy intuitively. So there's many books and everything out there. And what I say in sessions is, I read intuitively, but I'll send you the PDF document. And if that doesn't what I say to you intuitively doesn't resonate with you, then you can use your own resonance and just decipher that for yourself. So that's the beauty of it.
I love
and I love it.
I know you're so passionate about it.
Oh, I love it. It
and
is.
it's really put you on your mission here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to see how passionate you are about it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay. Stacey, I used frequency transmission while on a plane and that was epic. Can you use the Healy for transmission since it has to be online?
Can you repeat that question?
Yeah. I used frequency transmissions while on a plane and it was epic.
Okay.
Can you use the Healy for transmission since it has to be online? So I think what she's meaning is like if you're flying, you have to put your phone in airplane mode so you wouldn't have Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah, so you can do that.
Can you use the Healy in airplane mode?
Yes. And I have done. So when I'm using the Healy and I'm meditating, I'll sometimes put it through my phone. I can listen, if it's microcurrents, okay, I put on airplane mode, I put it through my phone and I listen to my meditation music. So I don't get any phone calls or interruptions. Yeah, you can use it on airplane mode.
But not the Blue app, not the Quantum app.
No, you can use the Quantum app. No, you can use the Quantum app on airplane mode, but you have to stay in the Quantum app. Does that make sense? So if you come out of the Quantum app, it won't work. You have to stay within the Quantum app for the Quantum to work. So if you wanted to listen to something, you would have to listen to it before you went into the Quantum app to send.
You can't use your phone. So I have an old phone.
Yeah.
That I have the apps on.
Yeah.
So that I can use that if I need to use my phone at the same time.
Yeah.
And you can also have it in a tablet.
I use it on my iPad. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, hold on. No, what have I done? Kerry's brain is a phenomenal gem.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it absolutely is. Sherry said, I loved my session with Kerry. It was so much fun. Mate, I see lots of positive energy here. Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. I seriously feel like the light workers are blooming today. Such an amazing time, isn't it? You're very welcome. Thomas is saying thank you. Spiritual sunshine. Hello, darling. She says, oh my God, trying to drive. You need to make sure that you're, I wouldn't recommend it. You need to make sure that you're very, 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 very grounded.
Yes.
Laura says, book me in for a Healy facial. You know what, that would work. I feel like beauty therapists, while they were doing that, they could put through the beauty program, and that, it's just it's just unlimited, isn't it? And the Healy facial one for scars is fab. I had one from Kerry, noticed a difference to old scars within a week.
Yeah, works on scar tissue.
Thank you for that. Emma says, I had lots of cosmetic surgery, Laura, for facial scarring. Only this year has the pigmentation started to come back, and the Healy did that. Wow, that's awesome, Emma. If anyone feels energy here, you can actually feel the energy, the Healy energy coming through. Thank you for that, Emma. She says, I need another facial. You're maybe going to have to add a new bit to your site, Kerry. You're going to have to put Healy facials in there.
Yeah, Healy facial. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to add the coaching one very shortly, I feel. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay. I think Jen says, I healed paralysis, central nervous system damage with Spooky 2. It's a frequency tool too. Absolutely. Frequency is the medicine of the future, along with plant medicine and there are natural ways that we can heal these things that are out of balance within our body. Absolutely. And I think this is why it's so important to have chats like this. It's so important to open up discussions with regards to this. And this is just one device.
There's many others out there.
There's many others, and this is really about frequency and what frequency can do. However, Healy do have 50%
off
just now.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the link down in the description box. I'm going to put all Kerrys links down in the description box as well. I've also opened up a Telegram chat if anybody has any questions that they want to ask in there. Please don't bombard us, beautiful people. We love you, but we're only, Kerry's only one person and she's got a life and has work and stuff to do as well. So if you do have a question in her own time, she will try her best to answer that. So I'm going to put the link to the Telegram group down there as well. Back to the question, you said that it can cause our shit to come up. So can it then help like the physical shit and the energetic shit?
Bullshit.
So can it then help with clearing, healing those issues going forward, or is it just for their diagnosis? That's a very good question. I'm going to answer it from my perspective first, and Kerry, I'll let you pop your perspective on that as well. I think this is a very beautiful tool. When I do session work with people, sometimes people are like, I don't know what to heal. I don't know where to start. I don't know, where do I go? What do I do? Especially a lot of people that are new to this path. They've maybe went through their weight in the past couple of years, everything that's happened in the world. People are like, I hear people talking about healing, but what does it mean? What do I do? How do I start? How do you know what to heal? Like, what do I do and where do I go? Because I think as people have been on this journey for a while, it's such a natural thing for us to do now that I forget what it was like to not know. So I think the Healy is a very good device to help these things come up within your reality, and it really will start showing you the things that are to be healed. So that's my answer to that question.
I would definitely say that. And sometimes when I have sessions, sometimes I may start off with an aura analysis if they're energetically low, to check to see where the work needs to be done. But with the aura analysis, it can tell you what's in your conscious, but it can also tell you what's in your subconscious, things that you're not even aware of. And it can help you bring that to the forefront, and it can help you shift that density and help with that healing that comes through. But there's also modules that can help support you energetically as you're going through these purges, or the healing process, because we've all got so many layers that we need to heal. And throughout this whole journey, you think that you've maybe healed a layer, and then whoa bang, thank you ma'am, like there's another, you need to heal
another one.
You need to heal. Yeah, there's another one. So the Healy can literally, with the gold module, it can give you that energetic hug that you need. It can give you, like, for instance, I've been going through things myself recently, shifting, my reality shifting, and I done a quick bioresonance scan on myself, and it came up that what was the most resonant with me was the gold programs. So it's literally saying to me, sweetheart, you're needing a little bit of an energetic, boost and an energetic cleanse because of all the density you've been holding on to. So it'll just help me shift that density. And it's a beautiful process in this journey, the healing process. It's
just another tool.
It's stripping back the layers to help us remember who we are as a soul, but coming right back into our light bodies. This is why it's really, I understand anyway, really important to understand how our bodies work, how our emotions work, how our emotions can affect our energetic fields, because we hold things in our energetic fields that then bring on disease and start to affect the physical body. So yeah, it's really important, I feel anyway, to understand how that all works
I
when
love
you're
that.
going through this ascension journey. Yeah.
I love that. I hope that answers your question, Beth. Billy, grand morning. I
Grand
love
morning.
that, and I'm stealing it. Billy's in New Zealand. That's why it's grand morning, because good morning. That's the morning thing I don't really like either because of the word and what it means. Anyway, never mind. That's nothing to do with why we're here and what we're talking about. But grand morning to you too, Billy.
Grand morning.
Jen said, I stayed in a cabin once that smelled really moldy. I think we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
I collected samples off the walls, put them in the machine, and within 12 hours, all the mold smell was gone.
Yeah.
Frequency healing is really amazing.
Yeah, and so whenever I feel the energies are getting a little bit loud in my household, I can read the house to see what all the energies are saying in the house. Then I can send the healing frequencies into the household, and I do it by the law of grace, okay? And I send all the healing frequencies into the household, and then my experience is the next day everybody's literally bouncing about in clouds and fields of rainbows and unicorns, and they're all happy and joyous, and it's like, ah, bliss.
I love that.
So it can help your family as well.
So how would you do that? Would you go into the blue
app,
through the quantum, add your home as a client?
No. So it can literally, it comes up with different things. So it can be people, animal,
that's right.
client, or organization, car. You can even do your car. You can do your bank card. You can do everything.
I forgot about all that. Oh wow, man, it's just mind blowing. Okay, we've been talking for a long time, and
thank you, beautiful.
my stomach is rumbling. And it's going to get louder than my voice soon. And I don't know if there's a frequency for that. So.
Digital nutrition.
See, there is.
But, but there's a disclaimer with that. Yeah. It's not a substitution for food. That's all, right.
Well, it's not a substitution for anything, right? But it's like a tool. It's a tool to help us along this journey.
Yeah.
And what I love about the Healy is that you can use it in a spiritual, energetic manner.
Yeah.
So it works for people of all persuasions, whether they're awake, whether they're asleep, whether they're it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter where people are on. But I particularly love the fact that we can use this like a crystal, you know, with the intention and with the frequency there. I absolutely love it. Stacey, if I may suggest, because it's so important to clear and ground before these transmissions or any spiritual work, perhaps a printable process that could be laminated to put in the shower.
Oh, okay. Okay.
May I suggest something, Kerry?
Yes.
So as we're talking, because I did see, and I know you've got a lot going on, and you don't have to commit to anything. And it's just, I'm just planting a seed. You can choose whether to water the seed or whether not to water the seed.
Okay.
Because it's got to feel right for you as well. But for example, Lana, where are you, Lana? So Lana's got one, and she would like to understand how, you know, how that kind of facial process went about for scarring, for example. So, I don't know if maybe that's something that, hello, Jamie and Nicole. If that is something that, you know, if there are maybe just little segmenty videos that perhaps you could put on your Galartic YouTube channel, that might help people with the process of that and understand how to maybe do that. It's just a little seed. A little seed. Beth, thank you so much for doing this tonight. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here, and thank you for joining in, and thank you for listening to us. It's beautiful just to be here with you all and sharing the space with everyone, isn't it, Kerry?
Yeah,
It
very appreciative.
So I'm gonna, after this video finishes, I think, if I can finish the video, I mean, I will finish the video, but it might not finish when I think it's finished because I'm so good at technology and the Zoom live thing. But once that eventually does happen with ease and grace, I'm going to put in the description of the video a blurb. So it's going to have the link to the 50% off. Now, it depends where you are and what country, what link you would go in. So if you're in Europe, if you're in Australia, if you're in New Zealand, wherever it is, there's a different link. So I put the links down there. Kerry's going to put this video up on her YouTube as well. So you'll do the same with your links in the description as well. So depending where you're seeing it, just follow the links down there if you want to have a look. All Kerry's information is down there if you want to have a look at her website, if you want to book a bioscan or anything that we've talked about today. Her Patreon is also there. I'll put a link to her Patreon, her YouTube channel. If you're interested in these, she's got some awesome frequency transmissions, 2 in particular that you've done recently, which I know she spent so much. I can't tell you how much care and attention and love Kerry puts in, and she does it all for service. She's such a beautiful soul, guys. And just please go along, give her a little like, give her a subscribe. It's time to support our family. We do this in Patreon all the time. You know, when there's people within the Patreon community that are sharing things, we share each other, we support each other. This is a time of coming together to support each other. This is a time of community. So, you know, if it resonates, you know, go over and give our beautiful sister here an energy exchange for the time that she has been here today. And it's true, Kerry, I love you. You're an absolute superstar. She is. She's beautiful. You would be on here if you weren't. You're just so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I'm so honored to share this space with you all. If anything, I hope that you've enjoyed our company this evening. I've certainly enjoyed it. I've enjoyed our chat. I've enjoyed the company with everybody tonight. And there'll be a little Telegram group set up if you've got any questions going forward. Anything I haven't covered, do you think, Kerry?
No, I think that's it.
You'll be glad you put a little bit of eye makeup on there.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's okay, you know.
That's why I don't wear makeup. This must be the first video that I haven't cried, Kerry. This is why I never wear makeup because it just runs all over my face.
Well, I had to.
So you didn't. Why do you have to do it? You've got a Healy beauty program for that.
Yes, I know. It's like
Oh my goodness.
If I come on looking like this, I've used too much frequencies, okay?
Can we reverse it?
Probably, but we might go a bit like that.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing this space. I'm gonna just see I don't know. Oh, I know how to do this now, and I can do this effortlessly with grace and ease. Are you ready? You're gonna learn how to do this. Penny, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. You're beautiful. Thank you for all that you share. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for learning all this so that you can share it with other people. It's very important. I love you. Thank you to everyone who's watching this through all space, time, dimension. I hope that you've earned something from this today.